Okay, well, good morning. I think we'll have a few more folks joining us here in a few minutes, but we'll get started. Thank you for joining us. Hope everybody is staying well and safe. The Chamber of Commerce is initiating a new series of topical discussions titled Tuesday Talks. Today's session is how the new relief bill can help businesses. For our guests today, we're using Zoom webinar system. Therefore, you do not have the option to turn on your camera or your audio for today's presentation. You will be able to see the panelists and any presentations used today. For your viewing purposes, in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you can select either speaker view or gallery view, whatever your personal preference is. We will accept writing questions today using the questions and answer function at the bottom of the screen. So again, you can move your mouse to the bottom of the screen, click on the Q&A and pose your question there. Write in your question. We'll do our best to get to everybody's questions. If we do not have an answer, we don't get to your question, we'll work with our guests today to get them answered. Today's webinar is sponsored by Foricon. Foricon is a local professional consulting forestry firm that's been serving the needs of Western New York and Northwestern Pennsylvania since 1954. From small woodlots to expansive forest land investments, Foricon foresters can help landowners accomplish their forestry needs for timber sales, management plans, appraisals, or selling vacant real estate. Foricon is your one-stop consulting firm. You can call 716-664-5602 or visit them online at foriconinc.com. In addition to Foricon, our sponsors are The Observer. The Observer and theobservertoday.com are the leading source for news and information in the greater Dunkirk area, and the Post-Journal, Southwestern New York's leading news and information company for more than 190 years. A couple of reminders, we have an annual meeting coming up this Friday at noon. We'll have Lieutenant Governor Hochul with us as our keynote. Notably, the Chamber is celebrating 20 years and the Manufacturers Association 120 years. So we hope you can join us or will join us for that annual meeting this Friday at noon. Also, as a reminder, continue to support our local businesses. And one way to do that is to go to our new online marketplace platform at shoplocalchq.com. You can select from over 350 gifts, options there, all local, all offered by local businesses. So please, please support, continue to support our local economy, our local business, and also as part of that too, we continue to offer the Shop Taco gift card program. So a couple ways through the Chamber you can support our local businesses. Today we welcome Courtney Curatolo. She is the director of the Small Business Development Center. As many of you may remember, she was extremely helpful to us during the first phase of PPP this past year, brought forth a lot of very helpful information, helped a lot of businesses across Chautauqua County and our region. So we welcome Courtney, and at this point, I'll turn it over to you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. Hopefully I can answer many of your questions today. I'm just gonna start my presentation real quick. Here we go. Before we get started, I do want you to know that I have sent these slides to Todd so he can send them out to participants later today. I also want to be very blunt in saying this is information that is up to date as of today. Like in the spring, it's very likely that many of the guidelines may change. New ones will come out in the coming weeks. Some applications will come out in the coming weeks. So please make sure you either reach out to my office or reach out to your lender before you actually apply for any of these programs to make sure you have the most up-to-date information. And with that, I'm going to just start with telling you a little bit about the Small Business Development Center, in case you haven't used our services before. Since we opened in 1986, we've helped close to 12,000 businesses and helped them invest more than $154 million into the area's economy. The SBDC delivers high-quality business counseling and training to clients looking to start or expand a business or improve the performance of an existing business. Our region includes Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and Allegheny counties, and services include business plan development, accounting guidance, productivity enhancement advice, export assistance, marketing, small business startup guidance, financial planning, procurement guidance, complying with permit, licensing, and other regulations, loan information and packaging assistance, and internet marketing and social media assistance. We also have an online business academy that offers various webinars that you can take at any time. Online classes focus on intellectual property, website development, e-commerce, social media marketing on various platforms, zoning law basics, succession planning, and we do have a social media certification. You can find and excuse my coworker today, my cat's going to be walking back and forth, I apologize. You can find our online business academy at sbdcbusinessacademy.com, and most of the courses are free of charge. We also have a women in networking program every month to help women network with other business women and learn about various topics important to their industries. For more information on these programs or to request an appointment, please call our office or go to our website at sbdcjcc.org. And with that, I'm going to get started with the Economic Aid Act. These links on this slide do link to the applications. There is a first draw application this time around and a second draw application. If you did not apply for the Paycheck Protection Program in the spring, you'll fill out the first draw application. For those that did participate in the PPP program already, you'll apply for the second draw application. You need to have used all of the funds from the first draw before you apply for the second draw. However, I want to be very clear, you do not have to have applied for forgiveness before you apply for the second draw. Some banks may have their own applications, so again, I want to really encourage you to reach out to your lender to confirm what applications they're using, if they're using the SBA applications or if they're using their own bank applications. You can apply for this program through March 31st, 2021. And if the funds are depleted, which I assume they will be as they were in the spring, it is very likely that Congress will replenish those funds. So who's eligible for the PPP this round? Small businesses, independent contractors, self-employed individuals, sole proprietors, nonprofit organizations that were eligible for a first draw, veterans organizations, tribal businesses, housing cooperatives, small agricultural cooperatives, 501c6 organizations, which is a new addition to eligibility this time around, destination marketing organizations, and eligible nonprofit news organizations. The businesses must have been in operation by February 15th and have under 300 employees. For the second draw of PPP, you must also prove that you had 25% revenue reduction in at least one quarter of 2020 compared to the same quarter in 2019. A borrower must calculate this revenue reduction by comparing the borrower's quarterly gross receipts, which include all revenue in whatever form received or accrued, including from the sales of products or services, interest, dividends, rents, royalties, fees, and commission. Also, because we have so many seasonal businesses in our area, I wanted to talk about seasonal businesses for a minute. A seasonal business is defined if you are not in business for more than 7 months in a calendar year or during the preceding calendar year. You had gross receipts for any 6 months of that year, not exceeding 33.33% of gross receipts for the other 6 months. I know that can be confusing, so if you do need help with that, please reach out to my office. If your business falls into this category, you should select any 12-week period you were in business between February 15, 2019 and February 15, 2020 in order to calculate your payroll for the PPP application. So who is ineligible? Businesses that plan to apply for the Shuttered Venue Grant cannot apply for PPP. I'll be discussing the Shuttered Venue Grant in a later slide. Also, if your business has permanently closed or you're in bankruptcy, you are also ineligible for this round of PPP. Businesses can use either 2019 or 2020 for calculating their maximum loan amount. For those that did not apply for the first round of PPP, the SBA does encourage that you use 2020 to calculate your loan amount. In order to calculate the loan amount, calculate your average monthly payroll costs and multiply by 2.5. If you are in the accommodations or food services business with a NAICS code starting with 72, you can multiply by 3.5 if you're applying the second time. However, if you are applying for the first draw and you fall under that category in the 72, then you would only multiply by 2.5. In your calculation, include costs for employee group health, life, disability, vision and dental insurance, retirement contributions, state and local sales taxes assessed on employee compensation. Some of the documents you'll need to submit with your application include payroll records, payroll tax filings, Form 1099, Schedule C or F, income and expenses for a sole proprietorship, and or your bank records. The good news is if you did apply the first time and you're using the same lender, you won't have to resubmit these documents. You'll just have to submit your proof that you have suffered from a 25% revenue reduction. Most of the banks that I've talked to in the last week do believe that their portals will be opening sometime this week. I know the SBA has already announced that they're taking first and second draw applications, but the banks have not been ready for them yet. So I recommend that you keep in touch with your banks. Some of them have said that they're going to be emailing their clients to let them know when the portal will be open. What can you spend the money on? You can spend them obviously on payroll costs, including benefits, mortgage interest, rent, utilities, worker protection costs related to COVID-19. This is the PPE equipment that you've spent money on. Uninsured property damage costs caused by looting or vandalism, and interest payments on any other debt obligations occurred before February 15th, 2020. You can also pay for operations expenditures such as payments for any business software or cloud computing services that facilitates business operations, product or service delivery, the processing payment or tracking of payroll expenses, human resources, sales and billing functions, accounting or tracking of supplies, inventory, records, and expenses. And I apologize if my voice sounds like I'm losing it. I got very excited during the Bills game Saturday night and did a little bit of yelling after all the presentations I've been giving. In terms of the PPP funds, 60% must be spent on payroll. If you do select the 24-week structure, you can spend 100% on payroll. If you select the 8-week structure, you can spend a maximum of 40% on the other eligible expenses. In terms of the employee retention credit, tax credit, you can now use both this credit and PPP funds. However, you cannot use them on the same dollars. I know a lot of people are wondering about forgiveness. In order to receive forgiveness, you must submit an application to the lender within 10 months of the end of your loan period, which is the date you received the loan from your bank. If you received under $150,000, you'll need to submit a forgiveness application and certify that you spent the money properly. You'll not need to submit these documents to the bank. However, you do need to save those records for up to 4 years because you might be audited and you'll need to be able to prove that information. In terms of forgiveness, I recommend that you wait a few weeks to apply for forgiveness until the new forgiveness application is released. I do expect that to happen sometime this week. So hopefully we'll be in touch when the SBA does provide that information. If you received the economic injury disaster loan advance and you already started paying back those funds will be returned to you. And in regards to your taxes, the new law states that you can deduct expenses and you do not need to show PPP as income. Businesses who applied previously for EIDL and did not receive the advance or did not receive the full amount of the $10,000, you do not need to reapply in order to receive the advance. I've been told by the SBA that they will be in touch with all of those people in order to fulfill that advance. If you did not apply previously for the EIDL, I do recommend that you do so now. It's not a guarantee that you'll get the advance. However, the advance will depend on how much funds are depleted after the initial applicants receive those advances. And like before, if you accept the advance, you can also still decline the loan. And I know a lot of people are interested in the Shuttered venue grants. Eligible applicants may qualify for Shuttered venue grants equal to 45% of their gross earned revenue, with the maximum amount available for a single grant award of $10 million. Also, $2 billion is reserved for eligible applicants with up to 50 full-time employees. You must have been in operation as of February 29th of last year, 2020. And if you apply for these funds, again, you cannot apply for PPP funds. So if you are thinking, what should I apply for? I give it a little bit more time because not all of the information has come out regarding the Shuttered venue grant. So if you think you might be eligible for that, hold on. I suggest you fill out the PPP application so you're ready if that time comes, but don't submit it yet. Also, venue or promoters must not have received the first draw PPP loan on or after December 27th, 2020. Eligible entities include live venue operators or promoters, theatrical producers, live performing arts organization operators, relevant museum operators, zoos and aquariums under select criteria, motion picture theater operators, and talent representatives. And like I said, again, I do expect more information to come out regarding the Shuttered venue grant funds in the next week or two. So check with the SBA website to get more information. And I've included the website on this slide. And again, these slides will be sent out to you. Funds under this grant can be used for the following: payroll costs, rent payments, utility payments, scheduled mortgage payments, worker protection expenditures, scheduled debt payments, payments to independent contractors, other ordinary and necessary business expenses, including maintenance costs and administrative costs, state and local taxes and fees, operating lease, which was in effect as of February 15th, 2020, insurance payments, and other expenses can include advertising, production, transportation, and capital expenditures related to producing a theatrical or live performing arts production. However, these cannot be the main focus of what you spend this funding on. So I know I've given you a lot of information. I welcome any questions, and please reach out to our office if you'd like to meet one-on-one with one of our advisors. We're always happy to meet with you and help you through your applications, help you determine which funds you'd be eligible for.
Great. Thank you, Courtney. We do have a question from John. He says hello. If applying for the second draw, can I use the same payroll calculation I used for the first draw, which was based on 2019 wages?
Yes, you can. In fact, I would recommend that you do use the same calculations. That way, when you go to apply, if you use the same lender, you won't have to resubmit those documents.
Okay. And Courtney, John says thanks. And Courtney, you may have covered this. Does a business have to close out their prior PPP before applying for this PPP?
No, you don't. So you do have to have used all of the funds in the first draw PPP. However, you don't need to apply for forgiveness before you apply for the second draw. A lot of people have not even thought about applying for forgiveness yet, and that's okay. And in fact, with the new economic aid law, the forgiveness process has changed slightly. So the SBA will be releasing that criteria in the next week or two. So I would suggest you hold off on forgiveness until more information comes out.
Okay. And I've got somebody who raised a hand. Since we don't have an enormous crowd, which could create chaos, I'm going to have Diane ask her question live. Hold on a second. Diane, you should be unmuted.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes.
This will be our first time applying for the PPP loan, and we are a small business, and like everyone else, we took a big hit, and we're trying to dig ourselves out of a hole. And this is not my area of expertise. And Courtney, you said that we can make appointments with the Small Business Development Center.
Yes.
If I make an appointment and I come in, is there someone who can help walk me through this?
Absolutely. We have 7 certified business advisors. Everybody is very much up to date on PPP. We have contacts at the SBA if for some reason we have a question that we can't answer. But please make an appointment with our office. We can walk you through step by step through the application process.
And are you located at JCC?
We are located at JCC. However, right now we are only allowed to take either virtual meetings
Oh, okay.
or calls. So don't stop by JCC, but give us a call and we'll schedule an appointment with you.
All right, great. Thank you. And go Bills.
Go Bills.
I was going to say, Courtney, if you partially lost your voice this week, I'm looking forward to talking to you Monday morning and see where you're at.
I'm sure I'm not going to have a voice next Monday.
We've got another question from Jordan. Do we need to submit proof of 25% decrease when we apply, or just when we apply for forgiveness?
That's a very good question. My understanding is that you have to submit it when you apply for the actual funds. So when you submit the application, either the first draw or the second draw, you will submit those documents when you apply with the bank that you select. So you will have to prove up front that you've had that revenue reduction.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Courtney, to your knowledge, are there any local banks that maybe are not involved in the program? Or is there a list somewhere of banks that are involved in the program?
Actually, I'm working on creating a list of banks because there isn't an official list out there. You can go to the SBA website and they have a lender match site where you can put in your information and you can find a bank that can help you. I do know Northwest, M&T, and Community Bank are very much involved with PPPs. Those are the banks that I've spoken to in the last week. We do have other banks in our area. I know 5 Star is helping out as well. Most of the banks in our area, in our region, are working and doing the PPP lending. I'm sure there are some banks that are not, but I would reach out to your lender, the one that you bank with, to find out if they're going to be involved. If not, then reach out to our office and we can help you find one that will help you.
Great. Yeah, and you can add Lakeshore Savings to that list too.
Thank you.
Yeah, but like you said, it's usually the best place to start is with your own bank, have that discussion, and then if for some reason they're not, they'll probably just make a referral to a bank that is handling the loan. Right. Okay, well, very good. Let me just double check to see if there's anybody else who's got a question. Courtney, as always, this is very thorough. Thank you. Very helpful information. As Courtney noted, we do have the slides. We can share them with you. This recording we'll put up on our website along with the slides as well, so you can find this at chautauquachamber.org. Just in closing, again, I want to remind everybody that we have our annual meeting this Friday at noon. We'll have Lieutenant Governor Hochul with us as our keynote, and as well as providing some other updates and just a kind of a status of where our organizations are at this time. So we hope you can join us. So please go up to our website at chautauquachamber.org and get registered for that event. And in closing, I just want to remind folks to stay safe. Remember to wear your mask, social distance, keep washing those hands frequently, and also take some time to get outside and walk, get some fresh oxygen. These are challenging, stressful times, and taking care of our personal health is of utmost importance. So stay safe, keep your family safe and your employees safe. We'll be doing more of these Tuesday talks in the coming months. So stay in touch. If there are any topics you'd like to see us cover, please let us know and give us some feedback. So again, thank you for your time. Courtney, thank you very much for your time. And again, stay safe. Take care.